Hey guys, so here in Austin, obviously we know that we have had a lot of heat already. We've been in the 100-degree temperatures for a while and we're really hurting for some rain. There are a couple things we can do with our lawn or our plants to help out with this. I'm going to go over those and hopefully it'll help you out for the rest of the summer. So it looks like we're going to have a long summer. Rain, I'm sure there'll be some in there hopefully to help out a little bit, but a lot of times when we get behind this far, this quick, and already in this heat, it really is difficult to catch up until the cooler temperatures come in the fall. If any of y'all been here from 2011, that was one of those summers that kind of reminds me of this summer. It was pretty brutal to get through. So one of the first things that you'll notice in your lawn, even with irrigation, you're going to get what we call hot spots. They will turn brown and basically there's not enough moisture in the ground for your grass to take up, and it'll actually kind of go dormant. It's not, you don't really want to say it's dying. It's turning brown, probably going dormant like it does in the winter time. It can actually do that in the summertime. And I'm going to say one thing that we took from the golf industry years ago. It is okay to have some brown spots in your yard. You don't need to have a lush green yard all the time. It's not going to die off as long as you take care of it correctly. It's okay to see some brown this time of the year with a summer like we're having. Don't worry about it one bit. My yard is not lush and green. It has got some brown spots, but I know kind of where to draw the line, whether we're going to kill something or if it's just going to look kind of spotty for the summer. What you want to look for is if you start seeing any of those brown spots turning more of a gray color, that is actually a sign of the grass dying. That is we pushed it too far. We need to do something about it. The brown is okay, the gray is bad. And don't confuse it with a purple color. A lot of times what you'll see in the afternoon in the heat, especially with Bermuda, if you have a Bermuda lawn, which most of us do around here, is that you will see like a purplish color forming, and that just means that the leaf blade is drying out. It's in the beginning part and it'll turn brown after that. Not necessarily mean that the plant is dying. A lot of times once you have your irrigation go off, it'll rehydrate and it'll look okay. Inside the city of Austin, if you're on once a week watering with your automatic irrigation, it is possible to make it the whole week. It is difficult, but like I said, we don't have to have it lush and green right now. And a big thing right now is with your irrigation system. One, you want to make sure you're watering correctly and that your system is working correctly. You want to make sure there's nothing, you don't have any nozzles clogged, you don't have any broken pipes. The run times are set correctly. And I've done a couple videos on this before to where you can how to irrigate correctly. It doesn't mean you run on your 1 day a week or your 2 days a week. Run your system for an hour on each zone to get it through. You may have to break it up to where you get a soak time. You want that water to soak in and not run off the property. Anything that runs off is a waste and actually can get you in trouble from the city if you've got some issues. And it's always good to have a licensed irrigator to check the system frequently to make sure everything is adjusted correctly, the times are set correctly, and that nothing is broken. Another thing we can do is top dressing. What we use is a compost, and what that does is with our rocky soils, we really need some help to amend the soil that we have, and that compost will actually retain moisture. It'll help you get through the times in between your irrigation cycles and retain just enough moisture long enough to get that grass to hang in there. Your plants are kind of the same to where a lot of times, most of them can go easily once a week for watering, and it's not a huge deal. Some of them can even go once a month. Definitely some of your more desert type plants, the xeriscape type plants, they can go quite a ways even in this heat without water. So they're not as a big concern as it is your turf or your grass. The other thing that kind of goes along with that top dressing though is aeration. That's really big and key, because what we're doing is opening channels up into the soil, which your root system will strengthen. And when you have a stronger, deeper root system, It can draw more moisture from farther down in the soil profile, and it's just a healthier plant, so it's going to tolerate these temperatures better. And always just remember, if you've got a yard sloping and it's sloping to the south, you're going to get that thing beat up more than a yard that's sloping to the north or that has some morning or afternoon shade to it. It's going to fare better. And that's why I say it's okay to have some brown spots. It's okay if you got some areas that just don't look really good for the next couple of months, because it will come back in the fall. Just watch a couple of these, make sure you don't push it too far. If you don't have irrigation or your irrigation system is shut off for a reason, it will be very difficult for your plants and your grass to survive a long stretch like this. It is just too hot and too dry for it. There will be a few varieties of plants that will make it. Your grass can make it. It'll take, through next spring to really start coming back. It'll be patchy. It probably won't look good. Weeds will definitely move in and start taking over. That's why there's a good healthy balance to kind of keep it there. We obviously don't want to waste a bunch of water. Stick with your water restrictions, and we can make it through it. If there are any questions, just leave them in the comments and we'll get you taken care of. Thanks a lot.